games this week.
All right, guys. Second matchup of Week 5. We have Dapper Dan versus KKK, Kentucky Kissin Cousins. And this one's going to be a pretty good matchup. But we're going to go ahead and start to break it down. We have Kaepernick and Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's the #1 quarterback in fantasy, and he's really on a tear. This is his breakout year so far, and I don't think that's gonna stop. They play Baltimore this week. It's a good defense, but I think Andrew Luck's going to keep on rolling. Kaepernick against Kansas City. Kansas City just tore Tom Brady apart, but I think that's more Tom Brady than it is Kansas City. But still, advantage Luck. Running backs, you got the #1 running back in fantasy football, DeMarco Murray, and Frank Gore, who put up an impressive performance last week, playing for Kentucky Kissin Cousins versus Reggie Bush and Doug Martin. Advantage to Sebo again with the running backs. Then we go to the wide receivers. You have the two #1 receivers for both teams. You have Dez Bryant for Dapper Dan. And then for Sebo's team, you have A.J. Green. I think you could call that a wash. Dez Bryant's going up against Houston, and A.J. Green's going up against New England. New England's probably a little bit better defense as far as secondary is concerned, but I think both these guys get their points, and it's more of a wash for me. I know Chris hates that term, but that's really how I see it. Then Allen Hurns and Sammy Watkins. I actually like Sammy Watkins better there instead of Hurns. Hurns has been putting up good numbers, and is actually the number 12 wide receiver in fantasy football right now, which is pretty crazy.
I'm going to disagree on that simply because Hurns is against Jacksonville.
No, Hurns is Jacksonville.
Oh, wait, Hurns is Jacksonville. I'm sorry, I read that wrong on my roster.
Okay, anyways. Watkins' advantage there.
Yeah, my bad.
Then Jordan Cameron at Tennessee and Heath Miller at Jacksonville. Heath Miller had a really good game last week, and now he's playing Jacksonville.
That's what I was looking at. Heath Miller against Jacksonville.
I think he has another solid game here. Jordan Cameron hasn't done anything this year, but he could have a breakout game against Tennessee. But to be honest with you, I'm going to give an advantage to Heath Miller on this. It's close, but I like Heath Miller a little bit more going up against Jacksonville. Then in the flex, Kentucky Kissin Cousins has Michael Floyd at Denver, and I think that's a really good matchup just because Aqib Talib will be on Fitz, and I think Floyd can have a decent game, and he's done pretty well so far. And Justin Forsett got the start last week, but we don't know how it's going to shake out with Talaferro and Pierce, and it's kind of a three-headed monster. We're kind of waiting to see how that pans out, but Forsett's going to have good value either way. He's going to probably get you 6 or 7 points with the reception and third down work. Then we got the defenses, 49ers at Kansas City and Redskins at Seattle. I think the Redskins defense is a mistake. I think they'll get negative points. I don't know if Sebo's going to watch this or not, but they got you negative 3 points once before, and the Redskins defense really kind of sucks.
Then look at this. He's got the Broncos defense on his bench. Honestly, if you had to choose between those two defenses, put the Broncos in.
Yeah, put the Broncos in, because they could be playing against Drew Stanton with Arizona if Carson Palmer doesn't play. So I would make that change, but as it stands right now, just looking at the matchup, advantage to the 49ers defense who shut down the Eagles last week. And then kickers, who gives a shit? Advantage hugely in part to Kentucky Kissin Cousins. My picks with Sebo this week. I think he gets another win and moves on to 4-1.
I'm going to agree with that because he was projected for 62 points last week and not only doubled it,
but high score of the week.
But high score of the week. Mainly in part to Frank Gore and Heath Miller, but looking at his roster, just the opening four, Andrew Luck, Frank Gore, DeMarco Murray, and A.J. Green, that's solid across the board. And then you got Heath Miller also down there who's proven to be, pretty good. And honestly, I don't see Eddie Royal getting all the touchdown passes this week. I'm sorry, TJ, I know you want that to happen.
No, that's Michael Floyd, not Malcolm.
Well, Malcolm Floyd. Michael Floyd. Yeah. But anyways, God.
Who's your pick, Mitchell?
My bad, you guys. My bad. I'm off my game today. Right. I'm not used to this new schedule.
It's a sweep. Sebo's going to win this one on to 4-1.